This is the Padua Podcast Network.
Running a Fever, episode 364.
Shattering the Yo-Yo.
Goals and Inspiration. Previously on Running a Fever.
Levi's 541's a size 32, so I've lost a whole foot in waist size. I think it was episode 5. But I set a goal. It's easy to find because if you look on the archives at runningfever.com, you'll see the title, Setting a Goal. And the title of this episode, of course, is Achieving the Goal. When I reintroduced cardio, I found that I could do 20 to 30 minutes on a stationary bike, 3, hopefully someday more times per week, like 4 to 5 times a week. But right now, it's 1 or 2, maybe 3 times a week. So that's how I get my cardio, and I think that's already helped to get my blood pressure down, as you probably heard. And I've changed my attitude, which is probably the biggest factor in my health today. I went in the gym, did 1 squat with just the bar, which I believe weighs about 45 pounds. And I felt something in my knee. And so I didn't do that for a while. I don't believe in failure. Any setback or mistake is just another step in the journey toward success. You are the motivation for getting me out here. You're the reason that I've made such great strides in my health. So thank you for getting me to this milestone event. It's just, consistency is so important. Not consistency, but persistence, really. Just keeping on through the pain, the discomfort, the setbacks. Keep on going. Always keep that passion, always keep that fever. I still got it more than ever. I love my life more than ever. I want more than ever to make it last as long as possible.
Hello and welcome to the 79th in our series Shattering the Yo-Yo. My name is Michael Davis, and this is a podcast about fitness, diet, and medicine. The goal is to live a long, healthy, happy, active life right up to the very end. I just want to love my life enough to make it last as long as possible. Episode 107 is packed with good information and advice, and I love the overall positivity of these episodes that were published near the end of 2018. Now, recently I've been sick, and you might be able to tell from my voice that I'm not 100% quite yet. I had a cough for almost a month, and it affected my appetite. The whole sickness thing affected my appetite. So I've lost a few pounds, and I've noticed the difference in my clothing. I know that some people don't like to obsessively weigh every day and just judge their progress based on the way their clothes fit. I happen to think that checking every day is not obsessive, and it's my main way to know if I'm heading in the right direction and how fast I'm getting there. I have a couple of different waist sizes in my wardrobe right now, and one of them is 42, demonstrating the yo-yo effect and what I'm trying to reverse in this whole project. The second thing I mention is how I had achieved my goal of walking around Lake Fayetteville twice in one day. I had a goal kind of set for me by someone close to me, this is recently, who challenged me to do basically the same thing I did in 2018 weight-wise to get down to 200 pounds by the end of the year. Now, that's not going to happen. I'm just not going to make that. I would have to do unhealthy things to do it, even if I had started losing at the beginning of the year, like I did in 2018. But not reaching a goal is not a failure, as I mentioned later in episode 107. Making significant progress toward it would be an excellent accomplishment as well. The last time I checked, I weighed 269. And this loss may be due to sickness, but it still can be a starting point for a drive toward the finish line of a healthy weight. I am excited by the mention of the cardio I was doing because I think this is, I can pretty easily add this to my routine. I still have the stationary bike at home, so I don't even have to leave the house. I did record a recent episode on the bike, and though I walk by it several times a day, I think I'll start to use it again for longer stretches and, depending on what my back does, and even high-intensity interval training. Also, the last couple of visits to medical providers, I have had elevated blood pressure. Though I'm on medication for that, I know I can do things to keep it completely under control, like eliminating or reducing my caffeine intake. And exercise is another way I can help reduce my blood pressure so that it can be at a consistently healthy level. Exercise also reduces stress, which is another factor. Remembering the squat I did with just the bar brings to mind the fact that I had more instances of finding my physical limitations than that. And now I have the ruptured Achilles in my history as well. But I actually overcame the knee problem by slowly strengthening the muscles surrounding the knee. And since I'd rather not wind up a broken down old man groaning every time I move, and believe me, I do feel like that sometimes, that's good news. And even now, I've been having some significant back pain, as I just alluded to. And it's pretty bad. We're talking 8 or 9 out of 10 pain. But I know I just need to keep moving to let those muscles heal in the right way. And I will be good as new. The idea of looking at failure as just another step towards success is a great one. It's how I stayed persistent despite whatever setbacks I had. And more than anything, it is that attitude that got me in a good place physically. And of course, I couldn't have done this without you, my listeners. And that's why I plan to keep on doing this podcast as long as I'm able. I've started to miss a few weeks here and there, but I'm not done yet, and you can always expect another episode yet to come. So thank you again today for being my motivation and encouragement for all the good things I'm able to do for my health. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. Be sure to subscribe on YouTube and visit runningafever.com for the blogs and past episodes. If you have the fever already, keep it, and if you don't, catch the fever, and I will talk to you next time on Running a Fever.